Greetings. Today let's talk about the topics that is shaping the future of education, 21st century teaching methods. The 21st century demands innovative teaching methods that go beyond traditional lecture-based approaches, fostering critical thinking, fostering creativity, and fostering adaptability among students. With rapid advancements in technology and diverse learning needs, modern educators they must integrate interactive student-centered strategies such as experimental learning, digital tools, and collaborative techniques. The National Educational Policy (NEP) it aligns with this shift by emphasizing multidisciplinary learning, competency-based education, and the integration of technology. Integration of technology in classrooms. This lecture, today in this session, let us explore how 21st century teaching methods in line with NEP, it can enhance student engagement and prepare learners for the dynamic future. So let's see, gone are the days when education was limited to textbooks, lectures, and rote memorization. Today, we stand at the crossroads of innovation and transformation, where learning is becoming more interactive, student-centered, and technology-driven. So, in this, the National Education Policy 2020 encourages us to make education experimental, holistic, and flexible, ensuring that every learner is equipped with the skills to think critically, collaborate effectively, and adapt to change. So, let us explore the very foundation of pedagogy, why pedagogy matters, and how pedagogy influences learning. We will dive into the 4 key teaching approaches that define how knowledge is imparted, from behaviorism and constructivism to social constructivism and liberationism. We will also uncover and focus on modern teaching methods such as blended learning, gamification, experiential learning, and discussion-based approaches that are reshaping the classroom experience. But education is not just about how we teach. It is also about embracing technology, refining evaluation methods, and empowering educators through continuous growth and capacity building. So, we are not just discussing teaching methods, we are reimagining the future of education itself. So, let's embark on this journey together with open minds and shared passion for shaping a brighter, more dynamic learning experience for the generations to come. So let's get started. Let's start with the importance of pedagogy. Let's see why we should focus on pedagogy. Education is about the way knowledge is delivered, the way student observes it, and the way it prepares us for the real world. This is what we call pedagogy. Pedagogy means the art and science of teaching. Imagine a classroom where every student is taught in the same way, using the same method. Will all students understand equally? No, because every learner is unique. Some students are visual learners, understanding best through pictures, diagrams, and videos. Others are auditory learners. They grasping knowledge through discussions, storytelling, and verbal explanation. Then there are kinesthetic learners who learn best by experimenting, by being hands-on. A great pedagogy, it recognizes these differences and they ensure that no one is left behind. It adapts to different learning styles, making education an inclusive and engaging journey for every student. When students are taught in a way that resonates with them, learning stops being a struggle and it becomes an exciting adventure. A strong pedagogy, it teaches students not just to learn, but to think. It encourages students to ask why, to challenge ideas, to analyze situation, and to find solutions. Learning is most powerful when students participate, when they take ownership of their education. They do not just memorize, they experience, they explore, they create. Imagine students exploring the human body in a virtual 3D model. Just instead of just reading about these, if they go through that 3D model, or imagine solving mathematics problems with AI-powered tools that guide them step by step. Imagine history lessons where students can virtually visit ancient civilizations. Technology, when used wisely, technology, when we use it wisely, does not replace teaching. It enhances teaching. It makes education dynamic, immersive, and limitless. But even as we embrace technology, we must never forget that true learning happens through human connection. It happens through human connection, through inspiration, through the passion of a teacher who can ignite a student's curiosity and a student who dares to dream beyond textbooks. So, this is the importance of pedagogy. Now, let's go to the pedagogical approaches. There are four major pedagogical approaches, and let's start with the behaviorism. It is teacher-centered learning. Behaviorism in education, it is a powerful and structured approach that shapes student learning through reinforced repetition and clear expectations. It operates on the principle. It operates on the principle that behaviors can be conditioned through rewards and punishments. It ensures that students follow a guided and disciplined path to academic success. This teacher-centered model, it provides immediate and measurable results, making it particularly effective for foundational learning, classroom management, and motivating students to achieve specific goals. By reinforcing correct responses through incentives such as praise, grades, or tangible rewards, students can develop habits of accuracy and consistency which are essential for mastering basic skills and knowledge. However, by behaviorism, it offers undeniable benefits. It is not without its limitations. The heavy emphasis on external rewards, it can sometimes lead to superficial learning, where students focus more on earning prizes rather than truly understanding the material. For example, a child might memorize multiplication facts through repetitive reinforcement, but they may struggle to grasp the underlying concepts of number relationship. This can create a fragile foundation for higher order thinking, where students lack the ability to apply their knowledge in real world problem solving. Furthermore, behaviorism, it primarily addresses observable behaviors without considering the deeper cognitive and emotional factors that influence learning. A student who misbehaves or a student who struggles with focus might not simply need punishment or redirection. They may be facing some emotional stress. Unless they may be facing some problems like unmet psychological needs or learning difficulties that require a more holistic approach. Moreover, behaviorism does not nurture creativity, critical thinking, or intrinsic motivation. Key elements of deep and meaningful learning. Because these are the key elements. Then, when students are constantly conditioned to respond to rewards, they may become passive learners, waiting for external validation rather than developing self-driven curiosity. True education should not only shape behavior but also inspire independent thinking, problem solving, and innovation. While behavior is technique, it remains highly effective in certain scenarios such as early childhood education, special education, and skill-based learning. They should be integrated thoughtfully with other learning theories such as Constructivism and Humanism to create a well-rounded educational experience. A great teacher is not just an enforcer of rules, but a teacher is a guide who balances structured reinforcement with deeper engagement. The most effective teacher, he uses behaviorism strategically, rewarding discipline, rewarding effort, while also fostering an environment where students feel empowered to explore, empowered to question, and empowered to think critically. Education should not be about merely producing correct answers, but it should be about cultivating a mindset of growth, adaptability, and lifelong learning. Therefore, while behaviorism, it serves as an essential tool in the teacher's arsenal, its success lies in how wisely and flexibly it is applied, ensuring that students not only perform well, but also develop a true passion for knowledge. Then we will move to second approach. That is a major pedagogical approach. It is Constructivism. It is student-centered learning. Student-centered learning. Then let's talk about this approach. So, in this approach, it is a teaching philosophy. It is a teaching philosophy that transforms learning into an engaging student-centered experience. Earlier we talked about teacher-centered experience. Now it's a student-centered experience. It is not just a theory. It is a revolution in education that empowers students to take control of their own learning. It is built on the idea that knowledge is not simply given but constructed through experience, reflection, and through interaction. This approach shifts the focus from a teacher-centered model to an environment where learners play an active role in shaping their understanding of the world. Constructivism, it fosters active learning where students are not passive recipients of information but they are engaged in questioning. Students are engaged in questioning, they are engaged in problem solving, they are engaged in exploration. It ensures that learning becomes deep and meaningful rather than a process of memorization. Teachers in a constructivist classroom, they are not just instructors, but they are the facilitators. They are the facilitators who guide students, provide resources, and encourage inquiry. They help students connect new knowledge with the prior experiences, making learning relevant and contextual. In this way, knowledge is constructed, not transferred. Knowledge is constructed. And students develop the ability to think critically and independently. Social interaction is a fundamental part of constructivism. As dialogue and collaboration with the peers and teachers, it enhances understanding. Through discussions, through debates, and through teamwork, students co-construct knowledge. They gain different perspectives that strengthen their comprehension. This aligns with the Lev Vygotsky's concept of zone of proximal development, where students learn best When they are guided to complete tasks, they cannot yet do independently. With the right support, they advance from one level of understanding to the next level, building confidence and building mastery. Scaffolding, a key principle of constructivism, it ensures that support is gradually removed. Support is gradually removed as learners become more proficient, allowing them to develop autonomy and self-direction. Constructivism, it also encourages problem-based learning, where students engage with real-world problems. Students engage with real-world problems, they apply critical thinking, they explore multiple solutions. This method enhances creativity and innovation, preparing learners to tackle challenges beyond the classroom. Then reflection and meta-recognition, it further solidifies learning as students analyze their own thought process, evaluate their understanding, and they make improvements. It fosters a mindset of continuous learning. It fosters a mindset of continuous learning and self-improvement. Unlike traditional assessments that rely on rote memorization, constructivist education, it emphasizes authentic assessment like projects, presentations, and portfolios that showcases students' ability to apply knowledge in meaningful ways. This approach nurtures independent thinkers who are not afraid to question, experiment, and explore. In a constructivist classroom, students work in groups, engage in discussions, and use hands-on materials. They make learning a dynamic and interactive experience. Some may argue that constructivism, it lacks structure. But in reality, it provides a framework for deeper learning. It does not eliminate guidance, but it redefines the guidance, ensuring that learning is student-driven while still supported by teachers. It cultivates curiosity, resilience, and the ability to adapt essential skills for success in the modern world. By prioritizing understanding over memorization, constructivism, it prepares students to apply knowledge in real-world context. It makes them not just learners, but problem solvers. It makes them problem solvers, innovators, and it makes them as leaders. So, let us embrace the power of student-centered learning. Let us recognize that education is not about filling minds with facts, but empowering minds to think, question, and create. When students take ownership of their learning, they discover their potential, they unleash their creativity, and they shape their future. This is the essence of constructivism, an education that does not confine, but that liberates. Then let's move to the third approach. Third approach is social constructivism, collaborative learning. Third approach is a collaborative learning. This is not just a theory, but it is a transformative force that has redefined the way we understand learning. It is a testament to the power of collaboration, to the undeniable truth that knowledge is not built in isolation, but through the shared experience of community. Learning is not just absorption of facts, but an evolving process. A dynamic interaction between individuals who push each other to grow, challenge ideas, and build new understanding. It is within these interactions that knowledge is created. That knowledge is created, that knowledge is solidified, and that knowledge is internalized. Imagine a world where learning is a solitary act, where ideas remain confined to individual minds, untested, unchallenged, and unchanged. That world would be stagnant, void of innovation, and deprived of progress. Now contrast that with a world where knowledge is a vibrant dialogue, a continuous exchange of ideas that evolve through discussions, arguments, and agreements. This is the world of social constructivism. It tells us that our learning is deeply influenced by our surroundings, by the people we interact with, and by the cultural and historical context we are immersed in. We are not passive recipients of information. We are active participants in constructing knowledge. Every conversation, every debate, every collaborative effort, it contributes to the intellectual fabric of understanding. Learning is most effective when it is social and when it is collaborative. So, here we see the concept of the zone of proximal development, which highlights the incredible potential within each learner. It is a space between what a learner can do independently and what they can achieve with guidance. Here lies the magic of collaboration, where mentors, peers, and teachers, they provide the necessary support to propel learners beyond their current abilities. It is in these moments of shared effort that true growth occurs. Knowledge is not simply transferred, it is co-constructed. It is enriched through diverse perspectives and challenged through constructive debates and refined through meaningful engagement. Think about the most profound lessons you have never learned. Did they come from reading a textbook alone? Or were they shaped by discussions? Or were they shaped by experiences? Or were they shaped by the wisdom of those around you? Social constructivism, it reminds us that no matter how intelligent or capable we are, we become greater when we learn together. In class, in workplace, in society at large, the most successful learning environments are those that encourage collaboration, active participation, and open dialogue. A single idea, when nurtured in a collaborative environment, it can transform into groundbreaking innovation. This is why teamwork, cooperation, and collective problem solving, they are the hallmarks of progress. Technology has given us unprecedented opportunity. Technology has given unprecedented opportunities to collaborate beyond physical boundaries. Online platforms, discussion forums, and virtual communities, they now serve as powerful tools for social learning, whether through wiki, whether through shared documents or video conferencing. Knowledge is being constructed collectively across the globe in this approach. So then we move to the fourth approach. It is liberationism. Liberationism, it is freedom in learning. Freedom in learning. Liberationism in education is a student-centered approach where students take charge of their own learning and teachers act as facilitators rather than traditional instructors. Imagine a classroom where students are not just passive listeners but active participants, where learning is not imposed but embraced with curiosity and enthusiasm. This is the essence of a liberationist approach, an education that sets students free, allowing them to take charge of their own learning journey. In such an environment, the teacher is not a mere instructor, but the teacher is a guide, the teacher is a mentor, the teacher who lights the way without dictating the path. The real magic of learning happens when students are given the freedom to explore, question, and create. Instead of waiting for knowledge to be handed to them, they seek it out, they challenge it, and make it their own. They become independent thinkers. They they become problem solvers, they become visionary. A truly democratic classroom is one where students' voices matter, where ideas grow freely, and where learning is a shared adventure. Imagine a place where discussions are led by students, where they decide what is worth exploring, where their passions shape their education. They learn not because they have to, but because they want to. Because knowledge is power and they are eager to wield it. When students take ownership of their education, something incredible would happen. They no longer see learning as a burden, but they see learning as a thrilling opportunity. They engage deeply, they think critically, and they push the boundaries. They develop leadership skills, they develop resilience, they develop confidence. They transform into individuals who are not just prepared for the world, but ready to change the world. Education should not be about fitting into a mold. It should be about breaking barriers, thinking differently, and redefining the possibilities. When we embrace a liberationist approach, we give students not just an education, but a purpose. Not just knowledge, but the ability to shape their own futures. This is how we build not just learners, but leaders. Now, let's take teaching methods for 21st century learning. And let's start with blended learning. Blended learning is a revolutionary approach that combines the best aspects of traditional classroom teaching and online learning. It creates a dynamic, flexible, and engaging educational experience. It empowers students. The system empowers students with the ability to learn at their own pace while still benefiting from the guidance of teachers and the collaboration of peers. Imagine a learning environment where you watch pre-recorded lectures at home, allowing you to observe concepts at your own speed, and then step into the classroom ready to discuss, ready to debate, and ready to apply students' knowledge through interactive activities. This method, known as the flipped classroom, transforms passive learning into an active experience, making every lesson more impactful and more meaningful. Blended learning, it not only enhances comprehension, but also cultivates independence. It cultivates independence. It cultivates responsibility. It cultivates self-motivation. It allows teachers to personalize instruction, addressing individual learning needs and ensuring no student is left behind. Traditional learning often limits students to the pace of the class, but with the blended learning, students gain the freedom to revisit complex topics. They revisit complex topics, they strengthen their understanding and come to class prepared to engage deeply with the material because they have both options, offline and online. This education designed for the modern world where flexibility and adaptability are the key factors to success. The second one is gamification. It is a transforming education by learning an exciting and engaging experience rather than a monotonous task. It integrates game-based elements into the learning process, enhancing motivation, enhancing participation, enhancing knowledge retention. Imagine a classroom where students eagerly participate in which, where answering questions correctly earns them points, or an educational simulation where learners apply their knowledge in real-world scenarios. Gamification, it taps into the innate human drive for competition, achievement, and rewards. It makes learning more interactive and more enjoyable. It does not just encourage students to complete assignments. This approach inspires them to push their limits, think critically, and actively engage with the content. When students see learning as an adventure rather than obligation, they develop a stronger connection. With the subject matter. They retain information longer and improve problem solving skills. Gamification, it builds resilience, it fosters teamwork, and it enhances creativity, preparing students not only for academic success, but also for real world challenges. By turning education into an impressive experience, Gamification, it empowers students to take ownership of their learning journey and fuels their passion for continuous growth and discovery. The future of education, it lies in making learning more engaging, more enjoyable, and more effective. And gamification is the key to unlocking that potential. Now let's see the experiential learning. Experiential learning, it transforms the way students acquire knowledge by immersing them in a real world experiences. When students step out of the traditional classroom setting and engage in fieldwork and engage in lab experiments and engage in internship, they bridge the gap between theory and practice. This learning method, it allows students to apply concepts in a tangible way, reinforcing understanding through direct engagement. Imagine the power of grasping complex scientific theories, not just by reading about them, but by conducting experiments. Conducting experiments in a lab, witnessing reactions, and drawing conclusions based on first-hand observation. Picture a student in an internship where they do not just study, strategies, but they implement those strategies, handle those challenges, and develop real-world solutions. These experiences instill confidence, they deepen comprehension, and they create a lasting impact on their learning journey. Now let's talk about the next approach, multi-literacy and discussion-based learning. This approach encourages critical thinking and questioning, essential for adapting to an ever-changing world. When students engage with various viewpoints in history or literature, they expand their cognitive flexibility and they develop a broader understanding of different cultures, different ideologies, and different perspectives. Analyzing multiple interpretations of historical event, it challenges preconceived notions and it cultivates a habit of thinking deeply and critically. It is not about memorizing facts, it is about understanding the relevance, understanding and questioning. Apart from understanding, questions the implications and apply them to present day scenarios. Through discussions, students sharpen their analytical skills, they enhance their communication skills, and they develop the ability to defend their viewpoints with the reason and logic. The beauty of experiential learning, it lies in its ability to make education meaningful and relevant. Instead of being passive recipients of information, students become active participants in the learning process. They discover solutions rather than just memorizing answers. So, students cultivate curiosity. They cultivate creativity rather than just following predefined steps. The world does not operate in isolated subjects. It is interconnected. It is dynamic, it is complex. Experiential learning, it prepares students for this reality by providing opportunities to explore, experiment, and evolve. As students embrace experiential learning, they empower themselves with the skills that go beyond textbooks. They learn resilience, they learn adaptability, they learn problem solving. They develop the confidence to navigate real world challenges, armed with the practical knowledge and the critical thinking ability. Every experience, it becomes a stepping stone to growth. It pushes students to think innovatively and apply knowledge in impactful ways. Success in the modern world is not just about what students know, but it is about how they use what they know. And when students learn through experience, they do not just learn, they transform. They transform, they innovate, and they lead. So, step out, explore, engage, and let experiential learning be the key to unlock potential. Then, last version, research-based learning. It empowers us to take charge of our education by actively exploring real-world problems. Instead of passively absorbing information, we dive into research, ask critical questions, and seek solutions like a true investigator. This method sharpens our analytical thinking, enhances problem-solving skills, and makes learning more engaging and more meaningful. Imagine the impact of writing research papers, where we don't just repeat what others say, but we contribute fresh insights. Think about conducting experiments where we test theories, observe outcomes, and challenge assumptions. Every step in research-based learning, it strengthens our curiosity and deepens our understanding. It prepares us for real-life challenges by teaching us by learning and analyzing situations, gathering evidence, and making informed decisions. This approach builds confidence because it shifts learning from memorization to discovery. When we explore topics that matter, we develop a passion for knowledge that extends beyond the classroom. We become a thinker, we become a questioner, and we become a problem solver. The more we investigate, the more we realize that knowledge is not static. It evolves. It evolves with every new question and every fresh perspective. This way of learning, it transforms every student into an independent learner ready to face the complexities of the world with a sharp mind and a fearless attitude. So students, keep questioning, keep exploring, and let research-based learning be your gateway to excellence. Then let's talk about the role of ICT, information and communication technology. ICT in teaching. This is the approach. Imagine a classroom where learning is no longer confined within four walls, where knowledge is not limited to textbooks, and where every student has the opportunity to explore, engage, and excel at their own pace. This is the transformative power of information and communication technology in teaching. Technology has become the backbone of modern education, bridging gaps, breaking barriers, and redefining the way knowledge is delivered and knowledge is received. It has turned traditional learning into a dynamic, interactive, and personalized experience, making education more inclusive, more engaging, and more effective. ICT is revolutionizing the classroom by introducing digital tools that enhances both teaching and learning. It ensures proves that education is no longer a privilege, but it is a right accessible to all. It is not just about integrating technology to education. It is about empowering students, empowering teachers with limitless possibilities. With ICT, learning is no longer restricted to physical spaces. Online and hybrid learning models, they have opened up new horizons. They allow students to learn anytime, anywhere. The power of virtual classrooms, the power of live sessions, the power of interactive discussions, they bring together minds from across the globe, creating an environment where knowledge is shared beyond the borders. This flexibility is especially crucial in today's fast-paced world, where students can balance education with other responsibilities without compromising on quality. The digital revolution, it has redefined the conventional methods of learning, enabling a more student-centric approach that fosters independent thinking, self-paced learning, and greater comprehension. Not only students through this method, teachers also benefit from this transformation as they can tailor their instruction to cater to diverse learning needs, ensuring no student is left behind. The abundance of digital resources, it has further enriched the educational landscape with access to videos, with access to ebooks, with access to simulations. So, students no longer rely solely on theoretical explanations. They can witness concepts coming to life. Visual and interactive learning tools, they enhance understanding and retention, making even the most complex topics more accessible and more enjoyable. Imagine a science lesson where students can conduct virtual experiments in a safe and controlled environment, testing hypotheses and observing outcomes in real time. Virtual labs have made this possible. They offer hands-on experience without the constraints of physical resources. Similarly, AI-based tutoring systems, they provide personalized support. They guide students through challenging concepts, identifying their weakness and offering targeted solutions. These innovations, they ensure that every learner receives the attention they need, fostering confidence in their academic journey. Then collaboration. Collaboration is another fundamental aspect of education that ICT has significantly amplified. Online platforms, they have transformed the way students and teachers interact, creating a global community where ideas flow freely, discussions thrive, and teamwork is encouraged. Digital tools such as shared documents, discussion forums, and project management platforms, they can enable students to collaborate on research papers. They can engage in peer learning, and they can work together on projects. Seamlessly. This collaborative approach not only enhances academic growth, but also it prepares students for the real world, where teamwork and digital literacy are essential skills. The ability to communicate and the ability to collaborate effectively in an online environment, it empowers students. It empowers students to become proactive learners, critical thinkers, and innovative problem solvers. Moreover, ICT plays a crucial role in developing research and analytical skills, which are fundamental for academic and professional success. The internet has become a vast repository of knowledge. It allows students to explore diverse perspective, it validates information and develops well-researched arguments. Writing research papers, it has become more efficient with digital libraries, citation tools, and AI-powered writing assistants that help students structure their thoughts cohesively. Similarly, technology has revolutionized the way experiments are conducted, making research more precise, more accessible, and more data-driven. The power of data analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, it has enabled students to analyze patterns, predict outcomes, and derive meaningful conclusions, equipping them with the skills that are highly relevant in the 21st century world. The integration of ICT in teaching, it is not just an advancement, it is a necessity in an era driven by innovation and technology. It is shaping the future of education by making learning more engaging, more personalized, and more accessible. Teachers are no longer just sources of knowledge. They are facilitators, guiding students to explore, question, and discover. Education is no longer about rote memorization. It is about application, creativity, and lifelong learning. The role of technology in education is not to replace teachers, but to empower the teachers, enable the teachers to inspire and nurture the next generation of thinkers, next generation of leaders, next generation of innovators. The impact of ICT in teaching is profound and its potential is limitless. By embracing this digital transformation, we are not only enhancing education, but also we are shaping a future where knowledge knows no boundaries, where every student has the opportunity to succeed, where learning becomes an adventure rather than a mere obligation. So, this is about ICT. Now, let's see the evaluation and assessment methods. Effective learning measurement requires modern assessment techniques that go beyond traditional exams to provide a more holistic and accurate evaluation of students' progress. Continuous and comprehensive evaluation, we call it as CCE. CCE ensures that students are assessed regularly through methods like weekly quizzes, project evaluations, and class participation, rather than relying solely on high stakes for final exams. This approach helps to track progress over time and it provides timely feedback for improvement. Then, outcome-based assessment. Outcome-based assessment, it focuses on developing critical thinking and problem-solving abilities instead of mere rote memorization. By assessing students on their ability to apply concepts in a real-world scenarios, this method ensures deeper understanding and practical knowledge. Then, digital assessments. These assessments further enhance the evaluation process by incorporating tools like Google Form, quizzes, AI-powered grading systems, and plagiarism detection. So these technologies, they provide efficient, objective, and scalable ways to assess students while also allowing for personalized feedback and adaptive learning. By integrating all these modern assessment strategies, teachers can foster a more dynamic and effective learning environment. Finally, faculty development and capacity building. Effective teaching goes beyond subject expertise. It requires continuous learning and adaptation. Faculty development and capacity building, it play a crucial role in ensuring that teachers are well equipped to meet the evolving needs of students and the education system. By undergoing training in new pedagogical approaches, the teachers can enhance communication and digital literacy skills and adapting to diverse student needs. And educators can create a more engaging and inclusive learning environment. One of the key aspects of faculty development is training in modern pedagogical approaches. Teaching methods are constantly evolving. Incorporating new research on learning theories, technological advancements, and student engagement strategies, educators must stay updated with techniques such as active learning, flipped classrooms, inquiry-based learning, and project-based instruction. These methods promote critical thinking, collaboration, and deeper understanding among students. Workshops, seminars, and professional development programs, they can provide teachers with the necessary knowledge and necessary skills to implement these strategies effectively. In addition to pedagogical training, strong communication and digital literacy skills, they are very essential for teachers. Effective communication, it ensures that complex concepts, they are conveyed in a clear and engaging manner. They foster better understanding and retention among students. Furthermore, in an era of digital learning, teachers must be proficient in using technology to enhance their teaching. It includes integrating online learning platforms, using multimedia tools, conducting virtual classes, and leveraging artificial intelligence for personalized instruction. Digital literacy, it empowers educators, it empowers teachers to create dynamic and interactive learning experiences that cater to modern student needs. Another critical aspect of faculty development is the ability to adapt to diverse student needs and learning styles. Classrooms today, they are more diverse than ever. With students coming from different backgrounds, abilities, and learning preferences. Some students may excel with the visual aids, while others may prefer hands-on activities or verbal explanation. So, teachers must be flexible. And they must incorporate varied teaching strategies to ensure that all students have equal opportunities to succeed. This also includes being sensitive to students with special needs and employing inclusive teaching practices that accommodates different learning paces and different challenges. Ultimately, faculty development and a capacity building program, it contributes to the overall quality of education. When educators are continuously improving their skills, they are better equipped to inspire and engage students. Institutions should invest in regular training programs, now mentorship initiatives, and collaborative learning opportunities for teachers to ensure continuous professional growth. By fostering a culture of lifelong learning among teachers, we can create a more effective and student-centered education system that prepares learners for the challenges of the future.